Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. This is Travel Discoveries. Today's topic is we'll discuss about the Visa Bulletin for June 2022, family-sponsored preferences, final action dates for family-sponsored preferences cases, dates for filing family-sponsored visa applications, final action dates for employment-based preference cases, dates of filing of employment-based visa applications, and diversity immigrant category rank cutoffs, which will apply in July. I hope you will stick around until at the end of this video so that you will know the updates for the Visa Bulletin on June 2022. So let us further ado, let's start. Disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes only. Visa Bulletin for June 2022. Statutory numbers. This bulletin summarizes the availability of immigrant numbers during June for final action dates and dates for filing applications, indicating when immigrant visa applicants should be notified to assemble and submit required documentation to the National Visa Center, unless otherwise indicated on the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services or USCIS website at www.uscis.gov/visa-bulletin-info. Individuals seeking to file applications for adjustment of status with USCIS in the Department of Homeland Security must use the final action dates charts below for determining when they can file such applications. When USCIS determines that there are more immigrant visas available for this fiscal year than there are known applicants for such visas, USCIS will state on its website that applicants may instead use the dates for filing visa applications charts in this bulletin. Number 1. Procedures for determining dates. Consular officers are required to report to the Department of State documentarily qualified applicants for numerically limited visas. USCIS reports applicants for adjustment of status. Allocation in the charts below were made, to the extent possible, in chronological order of reported priority dates for demand received by May 6th. If not all demand could be satisfied, the category or foreign state in which demand was excessive was deemed oversubscribed. The final action date for an oversubscribed category is the priority date of the first applicant who could not be reached within the numerical limits. If it becomes necessary during the monthly allocation process to retrogress a final action date, supplemental requests for numbers will be honored only if the priority date falls within the new final action date announced in this bulletin. If at any time an annual limit were reached, it would be necessary to immediately make the preference category unavailable, and no further requests for numbers would be honored. Number 2. Section 201 of the Immigration and Nationality Act or INA sets an annual minimum family-sponsored preference limit of 226,000. The worldwide level for annual employment-based preference immigrants is at least 140,000. Section 202 prescribes that the per-country limit for preference immigrants is set at 7% of the total annual family-sponsored and employment-based preference limits. For example, 25,620. The dependent area limit is set at 2% or 7,320. Number 3. INA Section 203E provides that family-sponsored and employment-based preference visas be issued to eligible immigrants in the order in which a petition in behalf of each has been filed. Section 203D provides that spouses and children of preference immigrants are entitled to the same status and the same order of consideration if accompanying or following to join the principal. Sa prorating provisions of Section 202A apply to allocations for a foreign, state, or dependent area when visa demand exceeds the per-country limit. These provisions applied at present to the following oversubscribed chargeability areas, such as China mainland-born, El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras, India, Mexico, and Philippines. Number 4. Section 202 of the INA prescribed preference classes for allotment of family-sponsored immigrant visa as follows. Number 1. Family-sponsored preferences. First, F1, unmarried sons and daughters of U.S. citizens, 23,400 plus any numbers not required for port preference. Second, spouses and children and unmarried sons and daughters of permanent residents, 114,200, plus the number, if any, by which the worldwide family preference level exceeds 226,000, plus any unused first preference numbers. A. F2A, spouses and children of permanent residents, 77% of the overall second preference limitation, of which 75% are exempt from the per-country limit. F2B, unmarried sons and daughters, 21 years of age or older, of permanent residents, 23% of the overall second preference limitation. Third, F3, married sons and daughters of U.S. citizens, 23,400 plus any numbers not required by first and second preferences. Fourth, brother and sisters of adult U.S. citizens, 65,000 plus any numbers not required by first three preferences. Final action dates for family-sponsored preferences cases. On the chart below, the listing of a date for any class indicates that the class is oversubscribed. See paragraph 1. C means current. For example, numbers are authorized for issuance to all qualified applicants, and U means unauthorized. Examples, numbers are not authorized for issuance. Note, numbers are authorized for issuance only for applicants whose priority date is earlier than the final action date listed below. Family-sponsored, F1, all chargeability areas except those listed December 1, 2014. China mainland-born, December 1, 2014. India, December 1, 2014. Mexico, February 1, 2000. And Philippines, March 1, 2012. F2A for family-sponsored, current, for all chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland-born, current. India, current. Mexico, current. And Philippines is current. F2B, September 22, 2015, for all chargeability areas except those listed. China mainland-born, September 22, 2015. India, September 22, 2015. Mexico, February 1, 2001. And Philippines, October 2, 2011. For F3, all chargeability areas except those listed, November 22, 2008. China mainland-born, November 22, 2008. India, November 22, 2008. Mexico, September 15, 1997. And Philippines, August 22, 2002. And for F4, all chargeability areas except those listed, March 22, 2007. China mainland born, March 22, 2007. India, September 15, 2005. Mexico, March 1, 2000. And Philippines, August 22, 2002. This is the final action dates for family-sponsored preferences cases. C means that is current, guys, and U is unavailable. Dates for filing family-sponsored visa applications. The chart below reflects dates for filing visa applications within a time frame justifying action in the application process. Applicants for immigrant below assemble and submit required documents at the Department of State's National Visa Center following receipt of notification from the National Visa Center containing detailed informations. The application date for an oversubscribed category is the priority date of the first applicant who cannot submit documentation to the National Visa Center for an immigrant visa. If a category is designated current, all applicants in the relevant category may file applications regardless of priority date. The C listing indicates that the category is current and that applications may be filed regardless of the applicant's priority date. The listing of a date for any category indicates that the only applicants with a priority date which is earlier than the listed date may file their applications. Visit www.uscis.gov/visa bulletin for information on whether USCIS has determined that this chart can be used and view of the chart in paragraph 4.A this month for filing applications for adjustment of status. So guys, this is the chart of the dates for filing family-sponsored visa applications. Sponsored F1, all chargeability areas except those listed May 15, 2016. China mainland born May 15, 2016. India, May 15, 2016, Mexico, May 1, 2001, and Philippines, April 22, 2015. And guys, for the F2E, all are current. All chargeability areas except those listed current. China mainland born, current. India, current. Mexico, current. And Philippines, current for F2A. F2B, all chargeability areas except those listed September 22, 2016. China mainland born September 22, 2016. India September 22, 2016. Mexico May 1, 2001 and Philippines October 1, 2013. F3, all chargeability areas except those listed August 22, 2009, China mainland born August 22, 2009, India August 22, 2009, Mexico March 1, 2001, and Philippines November 8, 2003. F4 for family-sponsored. E4, all chargeability areas except those listed is October 1, 2007, China mainland born October 1, 2007, India, February 22, 2006, Mexico, March 1, 2001, and Philippines, April 22, 2004. Number 5, Section 203V of the INA prescribed preferences classes for allotment of employment-based immigrant visas as follows. Employment-based preferences. First, priority workers, 28.6% of the worldwide employment-based preference level, plus any numbers not required for port and preference. Second, members of the profession holding advanced degrees or persons of exceptional ability, 28.6% of the worldwide employment-based preference level, any numbers not required by first preference. Third, skilled workers, professionals, and other workers. 28.6% of the worldwide level plus any numbers not required by first and second preferences, not more than 10,000 of which to other workers. Fourth, certain special immigrants, 7.1% of the worldwide level. Fifth, employment creation, 7.1% of the worldwide level, of which 32% are reserved as follows. 20% received for qualified immigrants who invest in rural areas. 10% reserved for qualified immigrants who invest in high unemployment area. And 2% reserved for qualified immigrants who invest in infrastructure projects. The remaining 68% are unreserved and are allotted for all others qualified immigrants. Final action dates for employment-based preferences. On a chart below, the listing of a date for any class indicates that the class is oversubscribed. See paragraph 1. C means current. For example, number are not authorized for issuance. Note, numbers are authorized for issuance only for applicants' priority date is earlier than the final action date listed below. Employment-based. First, all chargeability areas except those listed current. China mainland-born current. El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras current. India current, Mexico current, Philippines current. This is for the first preference, guys. Second, for employment-based, all chargeability areas except those listed current. China mainland-born, March 1, 2019. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras current. India is September 1, 2014. Mexico and Philippines is current. Third preference for employment-based. All chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland-born is March 22, 2018. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is current. India is January 15, 2012. And Mexico is current. Philippines is current. Other workers for employment-based. All chargeability areas except those listed May 8, 2019. China mainland-born is June 1, 2012. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is May 8, 2019. And India, January 15, 2012. Mexico, May 8, 2019, and Philippines is May 8, 2019. Fourth, for employment-based, all chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland-born is current. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is May 1, 2017. India is current. Mexico is April 1, 2020. Philippines is current. Certain religious workers for employment-based. All chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland-born is current. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is May 1, 2017. And India, current. Mexico, April 1, 2020. And Philippines is current. Fifth, unreserved including C5, T5, I5, and R5 for employment-based. All chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland-born is November 22, 2015. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is current. India is current, Mexico current, and Philippines current. Fifth, set aside rural 20% for employment-based. All chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland-born is current. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is current. India current, Mexico current, and Philippines current. Fifth, set aside high unemployment, 10%. All chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland born is current. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is current. India current. Mexico current, and Philippines current. Employment third preference other workers category. Section 203E of the Nicaraguan and Central American Relief Act, NACARA, passed by Congress in November 1997, as amended by Section 1E of FAB L 105-139, provides that once the employment third preference other worker or EW cutoff date has reached the priority date of the latest EW petition approved prior to November 19, 1997. The 10,000 EW numbers available for a fiscal year are to be reduced by up to 5,000 annually beginning in the following fiscal year. This reduction is to be made for as long as necessary to offset adjustments under the NACARA program. Since the EW final action date reached November 19, 1997 during fiscal year 2001, the reduction in the EW annual limit to 5,000 began in fiscal year 2002. For fiscal year 2022, this reduction will be limited to approximately 150. Dates for filing of employment-based and visa applicants. The chart below reflects dates for visa applications within a time frame justifying immediate action in the application process. Applicants for immigrant visas who have a priority date earlier than the application date in the chart may assemble and submit required documents to the Department of State's National Visa Center following receipt of notification from the National Visa Center containing detailed instructions. The application date for an oversubscribed category is the priority date of the first applicant who cannot submit documentation to the National Visa Center for an immigrant. If a category is designated current, all applicants in relevant category may file regardless of priority date. The C listing indicates that the category is current and the applications may be filed regardless of the applicant's priority date. The listing of a date for any category indicates that only applicants with a priority date which is earlier than the listed date may file their applications. Visit www.uscis.gov/visa bulletin info for information on whether USCIS has determined that this chart can be used in lieu of the chart in paragraph 5.a. This month for filing applications for adjustment of status with USCIS. For employment-based, first, all chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland born current. El Salvador, Guatemala, Honduras current, India current, Mexico current, and Philippines current. This is for the first preference, guys. The employment-based second preference, all chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland born is April 1, 2019. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is current. India is December 1, 2014, Philippines and Mexico is current. Employment-based third preference, all chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland born is April 1, 2018. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is current. And India is January 22, 2012. And Mexico and Philippines is current. Other workers for employment-based, all chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland born is August 1, 2015. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is current. India is January 22, 2012. Mexico and Philippines is current. Employment-based fourth preference, all chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland born is current. Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras is June 15, 2017. India is current. Mexico is current, and Philippines is current. Certain religious workers is all chargeability areas except those listed is current. China mainland born is current. El Salvador, Guatemala, and Honduras is in 2017. India is current, Mexico is current, and Philippines is current. Diversity immigrant DV category for the month of June. Section 203C of the INA provides up to 55,000 immigrant visas each fiscal year to permit additional immigration opportunities for persons from countries with low admissions during previous 5 years. The NACARA stipulates that the beginning with DV-99, as long as necessary, up to 5,000 of the 55,000 annually allocated diversity visas will be made available for the use under NACARA program. This will result in reduction of the DV-22 annual limit to approximately 54,850. DV visas are divided among 6 geographic regions. No one's country can receive more than 7% of the available diversity visas in any 1 year. For June, immigrant visas in the DV category are available to qualified DV 2022 applicants chargeable to all regions or eligible countries as follows. When an allocation cutoff number is shown, visas are available only for applicants with DV regional lottery rank number to the specified allocation cutoff number. There is the immigrant DV category for the month of June chart. June, Africa, all DV chargeability areas except those listed separately, current, except Egypt 13,000. Asia, all DV chargeability areas except those listed separately is current, except Nepal 5,700. North America, Bahamas 10, Oceania current, South America and the Caribbean current. Entitlement to the immigrant status DV category lasts only through the end of the visa year for which the applicant is selected in the lottery. The year of entitlement for all applications registered for the DV 2022 program ends as of September 30, 2022. DV visas may not be issued to the DV 2022 applicants after that date. Similarly, spouses and children accompanying to join DV 2022 principals are only entitled to derivative DV status until September 30, 2022. DV visa availability through the very end of fiscal year 2022 cannot be taken for granted. Numbers could be exhausted prior to September 30. The diversity DV immigrant category rank cutoffs which will apply in July. For July, immigrant numbers in the DV category are available to qualified DV 2022 applicants, chargeable to all regions eligible countries as follows. When an allocation cutoff number is shown, visas are available only for applicants with regional lottery rank numbers that specified. Region, Africa, all DV chargeability areas except those listed separately current, except Egypt 13,000. Region, Asia, all DV chargeability areas except those listed separately is current, except Nepal 6,300. Region, North America, Bahamas 10, Oceania current, South America and the Caribbean is current. Establishment of Employment Third Preference Other Workers, EW final action date. High number used in the Employment Third Preference Other Workers, EW category has necessitated the establishment of a worldwide final action date in June to hold number used within the maximum allowed under the fiscal year 2022. Annual limit. All countries are subject to a final action date of May 8, 2019 except for China mainland born, which is subject to a June 1, 2012. Final action date on India, which is subject to a January 15, 2012 final action date. Establishment of C5 and T5 final action date and application filing for China mainland born. It has become necessary to establish a final action date and application filing date for C5 and T5. China mainland born because sufficient demand has as readers, where caution was a possibility in item D of the May 2022 Visa Bulletin. China mainland born C5 and T5 applicants are subject to a November 22, 2015 final action date and an application filing date of December 15, 2015. Availability of diversity visas or DV. Most regions have been set to current for June 2022 e-port maximize number used during the DV 2022 program year. However, rank cutoffs could be re-established for any region or country in future months to keep number used within the applicable annual limits. Family-sponsored second preference visa availability. Item D in July 2019, Visa Bulletin advised that the F2A category was made current to increase the level of demand and encourage applicants to actively pursue final action on their cases. The item also advised that once large numbers of F2A applicants did begin to have their cases brought to final action, it would be necessary to establish a date to keep number use within the annual limit. Number use in the F2A category has remained steady throughout fiscal year 2022, and it may be necessary to establish an F2A final action date as early as August. This situation is being continually monitored and any necessary adjustments will be made accordingly. For the latest information on visa processing at U.S. embassies and consulates during the COVID-19 pandemic, please visit the Bureau of Consular Affairs website at travel.state.gov. Department State Publication, May 6, 2022. So it means guys, this Visa Bulletin for June was published on May 6, 2022. So that's it only for the updates for the Visa Bulletin on June 2022. So I hope you will understand guys, because I cannot explain all of them because it's much long guys. So if you wanted to understand all, you should to play again and understand, okay? So I guess that's it for today, and for those who have any questions, just comment down below in my description box and I will answer as soon as. And for those who never yet subscribe, please do consider to subscribe, select all and click that bell icon so that if I have a new upload videos, you will be notified as soon as. And don't forget to share to your friends, like, comments, and give a thumbs up. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and God bless you all. See you in my next vlog. Bye!